I don't know how many times in this video I'm going to say, it's fashion week, turn up the heat. Hey guys, it's George. Today we're going to be catching up on Paris Fashion Week men's and a few looks from haute couture. If you are a regular viewer, thank you so much. You know the drill. But if you are new here, let me explain. I've got all of the looks from the idols who attended Paris Fashion Week for men's and haute couture. And we're going to go through, unpack, discuss all of the details. And then I'll be rating the looks out of 10. And as it's Fashion Week, it will be out of 10 threads. If you want to learn any more about my fashion background, I've left all of that information in the description box, so go read at your own leisure. But let's jump into our first look. Let's kick off this review with the 17 boys and with Hoshi, my 17 bias wrecker. This was his Paris Fashion Week debut and he attended the Ami Paris show. I'm so guilty of calling this brand AMI Paris. I'm refilming this section because I kept calling it AMI Paris. So Ami Paris. Stick. This look is super cute and I love the textures, the sheen of the leather against the matte top half, the tailoring fabrics, the cotton, I assume, shirt. And in the studio shot, the textures pick up really nicely. You're getting that pinstripe of the jacket come through, you're getting the sheen of the leather. But when you see the pictures of him arriving at the show, this all black outfit against like Paris at night with all of the flash, the textures are picking up so beautifully, they don't get lost, and it's just so beautifully done. This is also very contemporary way of styling tailoring, and when we look at the jacket itself, it is a single-breasted 2-button notch lapel jacket, which is like a classic standard cut of men's tailoring, but the way that the shoulders are very square and the blazer itself is boxy and it's been cropped, it makes it lean in a more contemporary direction. The way that they've styled the shirt as well, it's black, buttoned quite low, and then the collar of the shirt has been worn over the collar and the pearl, and then he's got that paisley tie that's just folded over and tucked into the shirt. It adds a really nice pattern into this outfit and it ties into the pinstripe. It's not like a clashing print clash moment, and you can see the Ami Paris logo within the paisley print. It's a beautiful touch. I'm going to give Hoshi's Ami Paris look 8.5 threads. Super cute, but it's also like understated and chic and it suits the brand really well, but it's not like full like fashion week commitment like we see from Dara, etc. Jeonghan also attended Paris Fashion Week and he attended the Saint Laurent show, and I believe he went viral for like how insane he looks, and I'm sorry, but like the skin, the hair, the cheekbones popping. I understand why. Like here he looks insane, and I feel like what I'm gonna say is gonna be like a controversial, unpopular opinion, but I think his outfit is really boring. Here, the face, the hair, the cheekbones, the makeup, like heart eyes are popping out of my skull right now, but the outfit itself, I think it's just far too simple for Fashion Week. Like the silhouette of the coat is nice with that really sharp broad shoulder, however it's just a black peacoat with a pair of black trousers that have got that nice tux side stripe, and then he's got the heeled boot, so it has elements that are very true to Saint Laurent, but I just feel like it's Fashion Week. We could have definitely amped this outfit up. We could have styled like a really cool top underneath, had the coat open. I understand it's cold, but we're going to be taking pictures for a snap second and you're going inside. So put something cute and like statement underneath with this all black outfit, and then you can do your coat back up and go inside. The coat itself isn't making enough of a statement. Maybe the point of this styling was for his face, the hair, the cheeks, like, to be the statement. But as I said, it's Fashion Week. I feel like we need this outfit to be amped up. So for me, this is 6 threads. It's a nice outfit, but is it Paris Fashion Week worthy? In my opinion, no. This, 100%. This, turn up the heat. Sticking with the Saint Laurent show, let's talk about Loren. And I'm not familiar with Loren. I believe they're a soloist from the Black label. For me, this look has more impact than Jeonghan's, but I think it's purely because you're getting the texture of the leather and then you're also getting the tonal high neck underneath. I like the overall silhouette of the leather trench. It comes down just to below the knee. It's got a fairly straight shape, and then the trousers are very wide. He's got that high shine boot. I'm not really sure about the combination of the browns with the black trousers and the black boot. Black and brown for me is a really tricky color combination. Sometimes it looks absolutely incredible, and other times I'm not really a fan, and this is one of those times where I'm a bit like, oh, I'm not really sure. For me, this has more impact because you're getting textural differences, whereas if you look at Jeonghan's look, it's just all the same texture all the way down, like nothing's picking up on the camera. Even the same with Hoshi's look, there were textures that picked up. Anyway, I'm going to give this 6.5 threads. Yes, it has more of an impact, but I'm just really not feeling the combination of the browns with the blacks. Let's stay at the Saint Laurent show for a moment or two longer and talk about Ten's look. Ten stole the fucking show. This is dramatic, it's very Saint Laurent, it's got the usual like 10 sexiness to it. I really love how they've merged the Saint Laurent aesthetic with 10's aesthetic, and it's just coming together perfectly. When we look at this picture here where 10 is stood outside, there's flashes going off. It looks like the texture of the trench and the wide leg trousers are fairly similar. They have a sheen to them, whereas the black really plunging V shirt, it's more matte. And I like how they've styled it with that necklace that emulates the shape of the neckline, and it helps to pull your eye down, and it also like elongates this section of the body, like he's and then we look at these shots here, which to me look like they're more inside. We get to see that beautiful texture of the trench coat picking up, and you can see in this shot here that it has this beautiful like soft sweeping shoulder into these really wide sleeves. It almost has this like kimono-esque shape to the trench coat, but then it's got the trench coat elements in it, the wrist straps on the sleeves. To me, it looks like there is a gun flap. He's got the collar and revere folding back, and just the overall silhouette. We're getting a bit of skin. We're getting the wide leg trousers, and then the wide leg trousers really work with that oversized dramatic silhouette of the trench coat. He's got the high shine boots. This is 10 threads, all black, drama, Saint Laurent's aesthetic tying in with 10's aesthetic perfectly. He stole the show at Saint Laurent. How do you pronounce this brand? Because I always pronounce it like, how the fuck do you pronounce this? Because you Google it, low, but then
Loewe, WayV, Loewe.
Google, you lie. Okay, this video is actually from the WayV's YouTube channel, so let's trust trust the direct source. Let's go to the I'm getting so fucking tongue-tied. It's time for a Diet Coke break. Let's go to oh my god. Okay, let's move on to the Loewe show. I'm not that familiar with Loewe's aesthetic. I've just had a browse through their website in the spring summer 23 men's collection, and it is quite a casual looking collection. So I'm in two minds about this outfit. I feel like Rowoon's outfit, it fits the aesthetic of Loewe. Obviously, he's attending that show. That's the purpose of it. But in my opinion, this is far too casual for Fashion Week. This is a beautiful, like, everyday outfit. The really oversized piece of knit, the way the V-neck drapes in. I really like the necklace, the pendant, the green, how it's a different tone to that beautiful piece of knitwear. The texture of it is like fluffy clouds. And then he's got the really wide leg jean with that dramatic turn back. I believe it's been styled with no socks, and then he's got the sneakers. So it's definitely like a very casual vibe, and it's a beautiful casual outfit, but it's Fashion Week. Like, I want to see something just a bit more like turned up. So I'm in two minds about this. He looks fantastic. The outfit really suits him. It doesn't look like he's been placed into something that just looks a bit odd. Like, did anyone else see, I believe, what's his name, Lucien something from Emily in Paris attending the Louis Vuitton show? I just felt like that outfit did not suit him at all. Whereas Rowoon in this outfit, it fits him well, fits the aesthetic, it's a vibe, but I just think it's too casual for Fashion Week. Like, what do you think about this in the comments? I'm gonna give this 6.5 threads. Fits Loewe's aesthetic, looks good on Rowoon, but turn up the heat. It's Fashion Week is Paris Fashion Week, arguably the biggest fashion week. Sticking with the Loewe show, I'm nailing that pronunciation now, let's talk about KARD's BM. My comments are fairly similar to Rowoon's. It fits the Loewe aesthetic, it's very casual. I like the overall silhouette of it, like these beautiful wide leg jeans that look like they're a fairly low cut, and the wash of them is just like spot on. The shoe, whilst I personally do not like the trainer that looks like it's made out of fake grass, it makes the look more interesting. It's Fashion Week, like I said, we need some interesting pieces, so straight away it makes his look more interesting. Do I like the shoes? No. And then he's got this beige leather shirt jacket on, and again the texture picks up really nicely with the purple scarf that's got that fluffy texture. So I like the overall silhouette, I like the textures, it makes it more interesting, but still I just think it's too casual for Fashion Week, especially compared to BM's other Fashion Week looks. He also attended the Sacai, I believe that's the pronunciation, I would check, and the Kenzo show, and those looks were like on a level compared to this. So this is 7 threads, might fit Loewe's aesthetic, but Fashion Week turn it up a bit. Let's stick with BM and talk about his look attending the Kenzo show, and just putting the Loewe look and the Kenzo look together, do you just see like the Kenzo look is so turned up, there's an aesthetic to it, there's a much stronger vibe. I don't know how many times in this video I'm going to say, it's Fashion Week, turn up the heat. But do you just get what I'm saying? Like, this look is so much more fitting for Fashion Week. I love the different prints and patterns going on, the different textures, the knitted hat at the diagonal, the hoops. The thing I want to understand is how he's wearing such an eccentric outfit, but he's still giving me sexy. Like, if I put on this outfit, you would literally be like, my hun, like, what the fuck? But BM, there's a sexiness to this look. I don't know whether it's just because I find him very attractive, but I don't know, maybe it's the arms. Let's stop. And then we have the necktie, the red, the black, the graphic, and then it ties into that yellow waistcoat. I like how it's got the zip going through it instead of the traditional buttons. And then we've got all of the patches that look like stamps, but you can see that they're the, you know when you get like a coat or like an item and you've got like the necktie, not the necktie, the neck label. The neck label in the back of it, it looks like they've stitched different styles of those onto this vest, and I think it's just a really interesting use of those pieces, but it also ties into the graphic of the necktie. And then the look's been finished off with the wide leg dark wash jeans. You can see that they've got the patch pockets of the top stitch detailing, so that picks up really nicely. He's got a belt on that ties into the colours of the waistcoat, and then it's been finished with a chunky boot. And you can also see in some shots he's got this Kenzo bag. Again, it ties into the look, the navy, the red, the grey edging. I'm going to give this 8.5 threads. The aesthetic of it, the eccentricness, but also like it's giving a sexy, like, I'm a big fan of this outfit, surprisingly. When I first saw it, I was a bit like, eh? But when you break it down. BM's look at the Sacai show, if we thought the Kenzo look was sexy, like, I absolutely love this full leather look, and for me it's the overall silhouette. The leather jacket looks like a very true leather jacket silhouette, but then we've got the leather trousers that are quite a straight leg. You can see that they've got the cargo style pockets, they've got that zip fastening at the waist, and it just really ties into the leather jacket because you'll have the zips at the gussets on the sleeve, you'll have that main zip going through, so it just ties all of the hardware really nicely together. And also the style of the pockets, those flat pockets, the cargo style pockets on the trousers, it ties into that little pocket on the front. He's got the epaulettes, you've got the Sacai patch. The only thing I'm not sure on is the writing, the graphic on the back. Sheeple, zombies and Kool-Aid. I just don't, I like the fact that there's a graphic on the back, but to me, like, the words just make no sense together. It doesn't add anything. Like, it's not like it's making like some kind of statement or something. You're literally like sheeple zombies Kool-Aid. Like, I don't understand the relevance. If you do know, let me know in the comments. But the graphic on the back just doesn't add anything. I do like the way it's been styled with the black crew neck underneath. You can see he's got the white scarf that's just tucked into the jacket, so it ties into the graphic on the back. And overall, like, he just looks fucking hot. Like, full leather, the silhouette, the boot, 9 threads. My favorite BM look from Paris Fashion Week. Let's talk about Jackson Wang at Louis Vuitton, and you guys know I'm gonna love this already. All black, textures, oversized, and then I like how the pop of colour is all in the shoe because it really contrasts against the all black, and then it's not too much. It's not like colour everywhere. It's just a very considered, well-used pop of colour, and it can go a long way with an all black outfit. Looking at the overall silhouette, it's very boxy and oversized. We can see that the blazer is very sharp on the shoulders, but it's extending just past his natural shoulder, and then the actual body of the blazer, boxy. This is single-breasted 3-button, which gives it that longer line look, and then you'll see that this is a notch lapel. The notch is sitting wider than the collar, which I usually describe as a peak, but the diagonal of this collar is coming down like a notch, whereas the diagonal of a peak comes up and out. The knitwear piece underneath, I like how it's giving us that cable texture, and it's very open. I don't know whether it's 2 separate pieces. To me, it looks like it in this shot because you get the crew neckline of the knit and then the crew neckline of the jersey piece underneath, assuming it's jersey, but to me it looks like they've been layered over each other, and I like the layering. The knitwear would look great by itself, but obviously it's too cold, and I think the black on black really enhances the full look, whereas if we had the break of skin for the whole upper body, it would completely change this outfit. The cuff of the jacket is also a really nice detail. I've just picked up on that zigzag. It's just a nice design detail. Is something unusual and unique when it comes to men's tailoring. And then it's been finished with the wrap style sunglasses worn in his hair, and then that bold bright color sneaker. As I said, I think that really considered use of color is great. I'm gonna give this 9 threads. A great fashion week look. Let's talk about Taeyang at Givenchy, and overall I really like the look, the distressing, the darkness of it. It does fit that Givenchy aesthetic, but it's not my favorite fashion week look. I just feel like we could have taken it a bit further. What I really like about this look is the layering. You can see on the top half that they've layered a long sleeve jersey, the short sleeve hoodie, and then a piece of distressed knitwear. And the way that you have the sleeveless knit that's just hanging over the shoulder, falling seamlessly into that short sleeve, and then you get that long sleeve underneath. It cascades down in levels really beautifully, and the texture of the distressed knit against the texture of the distressed jersey work really beautifully together, and then the wash long sleeve jersey underneath ties into that perfectly. And I like the wash of the jeans as well, this grey wash of jean that's, I would say it's like a straight cut because it's coming down and it's sitting nicely over that chunky boot. It's not coming down and tapering in. And then the boot itself, very chunky. A chunky boot is what's needed with this look. Imagine like a very like slim Chelsea boot. The proportions would just be so out. I do really like this, but I feel like we just really could have lent into like the full like Givenchy aesthetic. I like the distressing of it, the darkness of it, but yeah, it's just not my favorite look from this fashion week. So I'm gonna give this 7.5 threads. Okay, let's move on to the BTS boys that attended Paris Fashion Week men's, and let's kick it off with Jimin, the new global ambassador for Dior. And one of you in my comments, I'm sorry I can't find the comment now, you asked me to explain what it meant being a global ambassador, like what they'll be tied into, etc. So as a global brand ambassador, you're like a face of the brand, you represent the brand. So obviously, you know, you need to be well behaved, etc. And also like your aesthetic needs to align with that brand, your values, etc. Personally, I would have thought Jimin would have ended up being like a Chanel brand ambassador, but Dior also really does fit his style, so it does make sense. As a global brand ambassador, you'll be tied into a contract. You'll have to work with that brand exclusively. So that now means that Jimin won't be able to become like a Chanel ambassador, a Louis Vuitton ambassador, because he has given exclusivity to Dior. And when you're exclusive like that to a brand, you are gonna be making some cash money. Another thing that he would have to do as part of this contract is he'll have to attend Dior shows, he'll have to attend Dior events, he'll have to wear Dior. And if he attends any events himself, more than likely he will be dressed in Dior. You think of Blackpink's Jisoo, every time she does a red carpet, she's always in Dior. She's representing that brand. So just think like when all of BTS were Louis Vuitton brand ambassadors, we saw so much Louis Vuitton in their airport fashion looks on red carpet. So we will see the same from Jimin now going forward with Dior. Right, the outfit. I'm scared to say what I think about this one. I really love this outfit. I think it's very chic, it's very Dior, it fits Jimin's style. However, I think this look is far too simple considering that they've just announced one of the members of BTS to be their global brand ambassador. This outfit, in my opinion, isn't big enough to announce that. This is their brand new global Dior brand ambassador, a member of BTS attending their first Dior show. As your global brand ambassador, we could have made this outfit a bit more. In my opinion, Jhope's outfit to attend Dior is so much more interesting. This is a beautiful outfit, don't get me wrong. The cut of the suit, the peak lapel, single-breasted 2-button, it's got that square quarter, which is very contemporary, a slim leg trouser, how it's been tucked into the boots. I like the boot with it because it adds this kind of like outdoorsy contemporary element to the look, and the lighter grey on the boot, it really pops out in contrast against the suit. The tonal roll neck, it's all very chic, sophisticated Dior. But I just wish like we really turned it up and did something a bit more interesting. As I've said so many times, Jimin, BTS, brand new global ambassador, it's his first event. And then Jhope turned up in an outfit, in my opinion at least, that is more interesting. And he's not even their global brand ambassador. So I'm going to give this 8.5 threads. Fantastic look. Jimin looks insane as usual. He always does. But I just wish they gave him something more interesting. I'm not going to repeat what I've repeated multiple times. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on this one in the comments. I'm not saying it's a bad look at all. It's a great look. Sticking to Dior, already mentioning Jhope's outfit, let's discuss. For me, almost everything about this slaps. I have one major qualm with this outfit. We will get to it. Pause the video and have a guess in the comments if you want. Everything about this, apart from that one aspect, absolutely slaps. The silhouette, the texture, the skirt, the sunglasses, the wet look hair. This is slick. It's contemporary Dior. And as I said, in my opinion, this is more of an interesting standout look than Jimin's, who's their global brand ambassador. And yeah, we're not going to go down that path again. The texture of the beautiful grey tailored fabric, I just like how you're getting the dark grey, the lighter grey, like cross-hatched coming through. And then the shape of the top is just, it's like strong on the shoulder, but then coming around so beautifully, falling in to that cuff. And the detail of the cuff ties in to the skirt piece so beautifully. It emulates the pleats. And then the trouser, it's quite, I would say, a straight leaning to slightly wide cut, and it's been tucked into the shoe. And then we've got that skirt piece that wraps, that classic Dior buckle that you see on like a lot of their bags now, most notably the saddle bag. And then you've got the knife pleats on this skirt piece wrapping round. Just the texture of the fabric, the skirt, the shape of the top, the cuff, the heavy Christian Dior necklace going around the neck, the sunglasses, the wet look hair. It's so contemporary. One thing that annoys me about Dior's jewelry though is the fact it's so fucking expensive and it's made out of brass and they just basically like put a silver coating on it. To me, like, it's just not worth it. Like, you can go to Gucci and buy silver jewelry, like fully silver jewelry, for half the price. So why am I spending big money on brass, which you can go buy on ASOS? Yeah, just that irks me. But anyway, the shoe, I think the shoes go with the outfit, but I really dislike the shoe. The shoe to me looks like a moon boot when you break your ankle or something like that. Do you know what I mean? They go with the outfit, definitely very futuristic, helps push it in that contemporary direction, but I just really dislike the shoe. So yeah, it's 9.5 threads, deducting half a point for the shoe. Otherwise it would have been like a strong 10 out of 10. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments about what I've said about Jimin's Dior look vs Jhope's Dior look. I think this will be an interesting topic of conversation. If you agree with me, fine. If you disagree with me, fine. It's all subjective. Sticking with my bias tracker, let's talk about Jhope at the Hermes show. And I love the contrast of the blue sheepskin lining against the black of the jacket and just how it's been styled. The gloves, the black combat trousers that tie into the jacket. You can see that the pockets on the side, they tie into the chest pockets of the jacket where they both have that double pocket, double popper, snap, whatever you call it where you're from, tying in to each other. I think that's really beautiful and I love the straight leg of the trouser. Looking at the shoe, it's like a brownie metallic. I wish they just kept it black, maybe like a high shine to add like another texture in. Hold on about the shoe actually. In the shot on his Instagram it looks black, but in the shot of him walking out it looks like a brown. So I assume it's black judging from the Instagram shot. Take that back, black high shine shoe. Mwah. And then for me, the top that's been styled underneath like the sheepskin jacket, I don't like the top. For me, I think this would have been better if you just kept it really clean and just went for a black high neck top, maybe like a chunky knit or like a fine one to contrast against the jacket. I don't understand where this colour ties in and the purpose of it. I think if we kept it all black, it would have made that blue like pop out so much stronger, because where you're getting this like taupey kind of colour and then the blue next to it, then the black, it kind of like takes away from like how strong that contrast could have been. And then I like how it's been finished. He's got the black leather gloves. It's gonna be cold in Paris. And then I don't know whether he's holding like the bag or the show invite. I assume it's like, to me it looks more like a bag, like a little like clutch or something, but I like the lightness of the bag against like the heaviness and like the utilitarian vibe of the look. So I'm going to give this 8 threads. It's not as strong as his Dior look and his Louis Vuitton look that we're about to speak about. And I just really dislike the top that's been styled underneath. Jhope's look at the Louis Vuitton show, I think is so beautiful. The colours of it, the textures of it, the way that the pieces on the trouser and the jacket make this print. Like you can see the eye on his left shoulder and then the shirt underneath, it just blends so well. And the styling of it has been kept very clean. It's all about this print, the texture, and then the shoe itself matches into that like maroony tone in the print. It's just perfect. I'm not sure if Jhope is still a brand ambassador for Louis Vuitton. I would assume that the whole of BTS being Louis Vuitton brand ambassadors has come to an end as, you know, Suga and Jimin have signed with other brands. I don't know if Jhope has been announced or will be announced, but I think Louis Vuitton really makes sense for his personal style. Like he always pulls off their stuff so perfectly. When we look at this close-up shot here, sorry, I'm just going to take a moment to fanboy. Just look at the textures. You're getting the very subtle Louis Vuitton monogram coming through on pretty much every single different fabric. On the denim, on that more deep maroon, on the red, the orange, the colour that's like in between the two darker ones. And then the shirt as well. You can see that it's a different fabric, but you're still getting that monogram coming through. And I like how they've used less colours on the shirt, so it sits back against the jacket and the jeans. And then when you look at this shot of him holding the invitation, you can see all of that top stitching detail around all of the individual pieces. The amount of craftsmanship and work that would have gone into creating the textile itself before even sewing it into an outfit is just like beyond. Putting all of these pieces together, making sure you're stitching them flat, going around all of these different shapes in like a perfect stitch, that is hard work and so time consuming. So obviously I know Louis Vuitton have a factory of workers that are going to be doing this. It's not like one individual person, but still you have to appreciate the amount of work that's going into one piece. And then also dyeing all of the individual fabrics, getting the monogram in them, like etc. Like it is a lot. Another thing I really love about this outfit is how there's that side split over the trouser on the outer side, and there's a zip in there as well, and it sits so beautifully over that shoe that just ties into the print. Like this is 10 threads, like this is like a full insane look, like technically, craftsmanship wise, and then just the styling and how it's been carried off by Jhope is just perfection. Sticking with BTS, but moving on to Paris Fashion Week for the haute couture collections, let's talk about Suga, who is the brand new global ambassador for Valentino. My thoughts on this outfit are very similar to what I feel about Jimin's outfit. It is a beautiful look. It's so chic. The tones, the pussy bow blouse that's been worn undone, the necklace is tight around the neck, like everything about this is spot on. However, like I said about Jimin's, it's a great look, but I just feel like a member of BTS, your new global brand ambassador, their first event as your global brand ambassador, we could have just done something that's a bit more strong. And Valentino have been using so many bright colours. Like Valentino are known for like all red looks, that insanely bright pink. And when you see a lot of women attending Valentino shows for Women's Fashion Week, the looks are really, really strong. This is their haute couture show, so I just would have expected a stronger, bolder, like more intense look. It is a fantastic look. Like the cut of the suit, spot on. Like the beautiful notch lapel coming down into the SB1, all of the covered buttons, so it's just like so chic and minimalistic. The trouser that sat right on his waist, wide leg, the way it's like folding over the boot, that's like pretty much the same tone as that pussy bow blouse. And I like how they've styled it slightly open. He has that beautiful like 3D necklace around the neck that's the same tone as the jacket, so like tonally so spot on. This fit, the silhouette, but I just expected something a bit stronger for all of the reasons listed above. So this is 8.5 threads. Please let me know what you think of this in the comments. Jisoo attended Dior's Haute Couture Spring Summer 2023 show, and I think this look is just perfection for Dior Haute Couture. It fits the Dior aesthetic so well, but it also fits Jisoo's aesthetic so well. And she just looks so incredible with the updo. It's giving me like a 60s Audrey Hepburn vibe, but this look is clearly referencing Dior's new look, which is when they introduced the fuller skirts after the Second World War, after all of the rationing, etc., to mark the new look, the start of a new era, bring back like the luxury into fashion. And this look is so elegant and clean, but there's a drama to it because of that Dior new look silhouette. And I love how they've used knife pleats that wrap around the body. Knife pleats are when the pleats run in all the same direction. The length of the skirt is perfect as well, finishing just above the ankle. And then how it's been styled with that sheer shirt worn underneath, the contrasting placket, collar, cuffs. It's just so good. Like everything slaps. And then I love how they've styled it with that, I believe it's the Lady Dior mini bag, but it's in that floral print, so it's just adding that pop against the all-white outfit. This just fits the bill. This is 10 threads from me. Finally, let's talk about G-Dragon at the Chanel Haute Couture show. I love this. complete black and white vibe. I feel like the looks that we've seen from him more recently at Fashion Week, they've been very colourful. So to see this very chic, I'm not even going to say toned down because it's not toned down at all, but black and white vibe, it just looks unreal. And then we have the pop of colour with that orange polka dot handkerchief just tied around the wrist. Just that flash of colour is done so well. The length of this jacket on him, finishing mid-thigh, is so beautiful. We can see that it is this black base with, I believe it's a daisy and polka dot print. And then it's got the contrast shawl lapel coming round. He's got the lion brooch, I believe. He's got the diamond necklace. And then it looks like there's a knitted waistcoat that's been worn underneath. And then you can see that white collar folding out. To me, it almost has like an air of like Karl Lagerfeld style about it. I don't know whether that's what he was going for, but for me, it definitely has that kind of vibe to it. We can see then as well, it's been finished with those straight cut trousers that are coming down and sitting above the shoe. I believe the shoe is the Nike Peace -1 collaboration. These shoes are really sick. It's like a sneaker with that brogue detail around the toe. And I love how he's gone for a black and white shoe because it breaks up the darkness that's worn underneath the jacket, but it also ties back into the print. G-Dragon at Chanel, I'm going to give this 10 threads. It just fits the bill, it fits his vibe, it fits the Chanel vibe, but it's also contemporary genderless Chanel. I believe Jisoo is the only member of Blackpink that attended one of the haute couture shows. I found it very bizarre that Jennie didn't attend the Chanel haute couture show. I saw reports that she was going, then she missed it, she didn't attend. Bizarre. And then obviously Saint Laurent and Celine don't do haute couture, so I'm sure we'll see the Blackpink girls popping up again soon as Paris Fashion Week will run again for women's wear February into March, so lots more Fashion Week content to come. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed today's video. Please let me know in the comments who your favorite look is. Mine either has to be Jhope at Louis Vuitton or G-Dragon at Chanel, just top-notch outfits. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. A massive thank you to everyone who has subscribed. You are amazing, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys. Bye bye.